I think I learned a lot from my dad. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have like the strongest relationship with my dad ever. But I watched my dad. He was a serial entrepreneur. I mean, I grew up in Park City. Anybody that grows up in Park City, you're thinking like this dude's loaded. And yes, we lived in like a multi-million dollar home. Like it was nice. I wasn't like the kid that grew up in poverty. But it's interesting is my dad went from making millions to losing millions to making like broke as a joke. Like I'm talking driving a Buick, like an 80s Buick, like terrible. Then I watched my dad all of a sudden start another company that was a huge success and then getting wrapped up in something else stupid and then broke as a joke again. You know what I mean? Like it was just so interesting to watch some of the roller coasters of entrepreneurship my father had to go through. And I didn't even know half of this stuff. I didn't find some of this stuff out until like I was in my late 20s. I'm like, really? I didn't even realize you were negative millions of dollars and paying hundreds of thousands of dollars of interest every month. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know that shiz. Like, I just thought life was fine and dandy. And it was interesting to watch. I'm like, I think I, through osmosis and through just my dad, was able to learn that it doesn't matter like finance or marital or physical or whatever challenge. It's the ability to just say, what am I going to do about it? And I think that was his attitude. And I think it was something I definitely picked up growing up, you know, and he was not the, you know, all my friends growing up in Park City, it's like they're driving freaking Hummers and trucks to school at 16. It's like they got a brand new Tacoma. It's like, what the hell, Dad? I want a Tacoma. He's like, you know what you got? He's like, dude, you know what, son? If you want a Tacoma, I know just how to get one. You got 2 legs. Go figure it out. Like, that was my dad's advice. Like, hey, you want a cell phone? All my friends in high school, cell phones. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they got that, like, you remember like the Sidekick or the chocolate or like a razor. Oh, my dad, dude, they got a razor, Dad. And I'm like, you know, and I'm like, he's like, yeah, you could have a razor too, Sam. You really could. You got 2 legs. And I'm just like, oh. And what was interesting, that attitude, it taught me just how to like, I could figure it out. Like whether it was me slinging golf balls at the golf course, painting addresses on the curbs, slinging knives, like what I sold so many different things all growing up because I was like, you know, my friends are all making good money or their parents are making good money, but giving it to them. My parents are making good money, but not giving it to me. Like, hey, I want an allowance, Dad. Your allowance? You doing all this freaking weeding for 4 hours every Saturday? That's your rent, dude. That's like what it takes to live in this house. I'm the one buying your damn groceries. Oh, okay. Allowance? What the hell is that? And that was my family. And I'm like, but what? Okay. It's like, you're earning your keep. What do you mean you want money for these chores? And it's like, okay. And I hated for it. You know what I mean? Like I looked at him and I was like, what the freak? Like, come on. But I look back and I go, wow, that was the best thing he could have ever done for me.